Hello, I'm J.W. Rhodes, author and founder of MCARESOFUSA. Who am I? I'm an African-American serial entrepreneur, or what you would call a modern-day Renaissance man, who uses out-of-the-box artistic methods and non-traditional behavior strategies to help our young people see the light through live seminars, workshops, multicultural art, and educational resources. I grew up in a foster home on the south side of Chicago. Why do I tell this story? Why do I share it? Because I was a young man endeavoring to get out of the ghetto to make something more out of myself. And so I wanted to let people know, let the children know, that hey, you can overcome any obstacle, any circumstance, any situation to become successful in life. Yes, there will be some obstacles, there will be some hurdles, but you can do it. Down from my street was called the Ogden Park, and so I utilized that resource. Within the park, you had a long strip there that we used to skateboard on, and then you had another portion of the park that we used to shoot hoops. Now, you may have been raised in a two-parent home or with a two-car garage in a neighborhood well-equipped with schools and all the resources you needed, but I didn't. And I didn't allow my environment, economic status, or past situation prevent me from pursuing my dreams and goals. I came from a small home, again, on the south side of Chicago, and humble beginnings. So I let people know, hey, anything is possible. Within that foster home, I was very blessed in order to have my sister and my brother, for us to grow up in that foster home together. And there was a favorite toy that I used to keep, which was little Mickey Mouse. But academically, I wasn't equipped to go to college, but I did. And I was able to earn a bad scholarship with the best amount of training and time needed to get a scholarship. Economically, I had no parents to support me to go to college, but I did. Socially, there were all the negative surroundings, trappings, pressure, peer pressure to keep me from going to college to finish, or even finishing high school. But guess what? I did. I finished. According to statistics, man, according to statistics, I shouldn't be alive. According to what man says that I should be dead, in prison, incarcerated, on drugs, and the whole 9 yards. But you see, I was determined and willing to overcome those situations, those stigmas, those stereotypes, and pursue my dreams and my goals. Anything is possible if you put your hope and your trust in the Most High. And so that is what I did. Now, I went to Perkins Bass Elementary on the south side of Chicago, and also I went to Paul Robeson High School. This is where, again, I earned my advanced scholarship to go off to college. And it was a very enlightening experience during the time. And once I got to college, again, that was a time that was a very life-changing experience. There at Bradford Hall was a place where I spent many hours practicing to not just become better, but also to maintain scholarship that was also to protect, shall I say, to perfect my craft. You see, I shared that story with you not to brag or to boast, but to emphasize to you that all things are possible when you are focused firm. And when you believe in yourself, work hard, and you keep your eyes on the prize. Prize, just like I said earlier, keep your eyes on the prize. Now, after graduating from college with a BA in psychology, I worked 12 years in the mental health profession as a clinical therapist. And it was there that I began to develop simple behavior techniques that I felt that were necessary for our children to be able to grasp, not with your traditional techniques, but non-traditional techniques. So I began to develop these type of behavior techniques that children can remember and recall the drop of a hat. Well, that is part of the story. Now also, you have what we call MCARES Inc. It was initiated out of the request from Mayor Pam Miller in Lexington, Kentucky, to help inner city youth to become better, to become productive, and to stay out of trouble. Now this came through a big stir when a young African American male was shot by a police officer. So immediately the city said, hey, we got to do some things. We have to turn this situation, do something to help our youth. So MCARES Inc. was founded out of that. But as time went on, developing multicultural arts recreation, workshops, seminars, I felt like that there was something missing. So after almost 20 years as a clinical therapist, I began to put together the techniques, the behavior techniques, and join those with what I already had with MCARES. Thus, MCARES USA was established. So it was established to encompass the arts and recreation and the behavior techniques that would help the children and youth to succeed in life. This is where I believe that many of the children and youth that are served were able to grasp and identify with themselves and understand that, hey, they can succeed just using what they already had in their hands. Thus, MCARES USA was born, and as I often demonstrate through the techniques and live performances and workshops, that, hey, you can succeed in life. Just use what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Use what you got. Don't worry about what you ain't got. That's my motto. That's how I actually say it. You don't have to go through it to get somebody's attention. So I got these ones in the house! Yeah! Skateboarding, unicycling, again, music, original music, to grasp the attention of our children, similar to pop, classical, jazz, hip hop, those type of genres. So it's simply up to you to look at what you're able to do. What is it in your life that helped to develop you, and begin to bring that in to who you are. And so simply that's what I did. So I began to develop these things and embarked upon what we call a need for our children. And thus, let me say that through the transition, there were some things that had occurred also, and I felt like, hey, how can I make a difference? That thing that I was talking about that occurred was bullying. As I was sitting down one day watching television, sitting down with my wife, and the newscast flash came on. They talked about a young man that was bullied by a couple other young men of a young boy, a peer, and an older older man in the community. And I said to myself, something has to be done about this. What can we do? So that's when I developed what we call a bully-proof nation.
Okay. Bullying is a national epidemic. It's even an international epidemic. As I was listening today, even on the internet, about some bullying that's going on, one place that is really going on, as well as the United States, is in Canada. And so it's not just turned to this national epidemic with the United States, but it's actually going on in the United States, Canada, and then I got a buddy of mine who lives actually in China. He's stationed over there in the military. And he said bullying is a very big thing that people are going through, and someone needs to give a solution. So this is what I'm here for.
And many of you may know me through that Bully-Proof Nation campaign, nationwide campaign, and that's what I'm doing to make people more aware of this epidemic. So, where do we go from here? J.W. Rhodes, my endeavor, my aim is to again, utilize all that I have to make a difference in the lives of our children and youth. My aim is to help them begin to see that, listen, they have all that they need to succeed in life. It's only up to them. It's up to them to begin to harness the skills, the abilities, and not to allow anyone. And I want to say this, if you are a youth, I want you to know that you are able, you can accomplish anything in your life. Just begin to put your mind to it. Just begin to grab hold to your faith. Work hard and don't allow anyone to turn you around from reaching your goals, no matter how hard they may seem, no matter how hard it may get. Keep your eyes on the prize.